What is up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Talking Timepieces with Tony. Yeah, that's me. This is Paco. There was Paco. It's Friday. Yay. I always say this, what a week, man. But it was a great week because it was Monday. Monday was actually the best Monday I had in a long time because I got the Daytona. So for those of you who don't know, if you're a new subscriber to my channel, on Fridays we do the Q&A. So if you would like to have a question featured, all you got to do is ask your question in the comments below and I'll answer it. Hopefully. I answer everybody's questions, man. I respond to everybody. Anyway, we got some good questions this week, mostly Daytona related. So yeah. All right, let's just roll the intro and we'll get into it. All right, so first question comes from Saber-WD5HN. Congrats, Tony. Question: when you get so many watches in a short period of time, how do you evaluate the state of your collection? This is not a money question. It's more, do you sell some pieces to assure wrist time? Impossible to wear them all, and the Daytona is surely going to be getting a big chunk of wrist time. Be well, Al. Thanks, Al. Thanks for your question. Yeah, I have been known to buy a lot of watches in a shorter period of time than probably most people, but I can't help it sometimes. I'm just like, I gotta have it, I gotta have it. I'm like a kid in a freaking candy store. You'd have thought that had worn down after being in the watch game for over 30 years, you know what I mean? But it doesn't, it's just so. And the thing is too, what makes, watches in general are expensive, especially when you're dealing with luxury watches, and sometimes you buy a watch that you love immediately, and then you realize you don't bond with it, and then you've just got another luxury watch sitting in a box, you know what I mean? And then you kind of go, well, do I cut my losses and sell it? And sometimes you have to do that. And yeah, and I've done that. And I've taken huge hits on watches, man. I've never sold a watch and made a dime, you know what I mean? I'm trying to think the last time I did, probably a Datejust, and not by a big margin either when I made a little bit of money on it. But I don't do it for that reason anyway. I don't, but, so yeah, sometimes it's good to taper it down, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you have watches that you want to bond with them and you just don't, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, today I wore I've been wearing this a lot, my Nomos Club Campus. I wore it all day today and I've been wearing it. It's summertime and it's kind of got a summer vibe to it. So, I wanted to give it more wrist time, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Daytona hasn't got as much wrist time as you might think, man. But thanks for your question, dude. Watch and Greg, congratulations. Can you talk about your journey to get the Daytona? Okay, I have a lot of questions like this, man. How much money did you have to spend to get a Daytona? Watch journey. Now, this is not a negative answer, okay? And I'm not, yeah, but people don't understand me, right? A lot of people just don't understand what I'm about. They think that you've got an end goal, A to B, like a board game or a game. You get from one point to the next point and you're done. And I'd never looked at it that way. I never looked at the journey to getting a Daytona because it wasn't a journey to get the Daytona. You understand? I'm not on a journey to get the Daytona. I'm buying watches I like. If the Daytona happens to come along, it comes along, and that's what it did. It did come along. I didn't really even ask for it. I was told that I was going to get it, and then I'm like, oh no, now I'm going to get a Daytona. I was excited about it, but I never said, what's my end goal to get a Daytona? Because guess what? I prefer a Datejust overall to a Daytona. You know what I mean? If the Daytona was really, really hard to get, people would be jumping on that bandwagon. If Paul Newman had a Datejust that sold for $4 million or $10 million or whatever, that's where people would go. You know, it's like, and I'm just not that guy. How much money I spent, I don't know. I've spent a lot of money, but that wasn't part of what my journey is, because mine's a never ending sort of, I buy watches I like, because I could go out and buy an OP, another OP tomorrow, and you know what I mean, and be going, oh my God, I got an OP, and be just as excited that I got an OP that I did a Daytona, you know what I mean? Or another Zenith, you know what I mean? Right now, I'm pretty much done with Rolex for now, because, you know, but there's other Zenith I want. There's so many other watches I want, you know what I mean? And so that's where I'm at with that. So, I appreciate your question. I know I didn't give you like a straight answer, but that's just, you know. This is from Lucho 2310. Hello, Tony. Question, senor. All Daytonas are very sought after, or no? Can you please elaborate more? I don't think they're all sought after. I mean, two-tone Daytonas, I think, are, I want to say, relatively easy to get, but they're, you know, they're easier to get. And they're not that sought after. I mean, I think some of those are selling below retail on the secondary. So, I mean, the main top Daytonas that are sought after are the Panda, the reverse Panda with black dial, the Le Mans in white gold, the Le Mans in yellow gold, most likely as well. As far as the Pikachu and all that, I don't know how sought after they are. I mean, they still have high prices, but I don't think it's because they're sought after, you know. It's just the stainless steel models that are really going, you know, that are that sought after. And apart from the Le Mans, you know. Hope that helps, man. Mike Lewis 2456. Tony, I have an interesting question for Friday. Would you pick getting an Omega new Speedmaster white lacquer, a James Bond 60th anniversary Seamaster, and an Omega Snoopy Speedmaster for a total of $27,000 approximately, or a Patek Calatrava 6119R at $32,000? All, of course, purchased at the Omega AD or Patek AD. Calatrava all the way. One Calatrava. I don't care about the Omegas one bit, dude. I'm not a huge Omega fan, you know. I think some of their watches are great, you know, but I am way more of a Patek fan than I am an Omega fan. So I would certainly get a Patek Philippe any day over any one of those Omegas, or even all those Omegas at once. I don't care about, it's not quantity, it's quality. You know what I mean? So having 4 Omegas doesn't mean shit to me if I have one, like, well, you know, Patek Philippe, especially the 6119R. I love that watch. I love the 5119. So the 6119 came out after the 5119, because the 5119 has been discontinued. Has the hobnail bezel, the Claude de Paris. Beautiful dress watch, man, but I'd still rock it in jeans and a t-shirt. Thanks for your question, Mike Lewis. Beetlefang, nice video, Tony. Do you still have your Nomos Club? I've watched that video twice and I'm thinking about getting one. Well, yes, I do. I just wore it all day today. Yeah, man, you should pick one up. They're the most underrated, amazing brands out there. So, yeah, if I were you, I would definitely pick one up, man. This next one is from Von Krul. Congrats, your collection is fairly bonkers at this point. Do you have remaining Grails to go after, or are you starting to feel satisfied? Wear them in good health, sir. Thanks, dude. Yeah, just like I said, you know, I mean, I have other watches, and I don't look at watches as that's a Grail watch. I mean, even the Patek 6119 I just talked about. I mean, it's a Grail, just like the Daytona's a Grail, but the GMT was a Grail too. The Cartier Santos was a Grail for me at one point. You know what I mean? Those are watches I strived for, you know? But I'm not really hunting down the Patek, because if that's what I really wanted and wanted to hunt it down, I'd probably will most likely have one by now. But doesn't mean I won't get one in the future, and we never know what the future's going to hold. But right now, I'm cool with what I have, and, you know, where I want to go with the watches that I want, you know. So, but thanks for your question, man. This one's from JJJFFFPPP. What's up, dude? Sup, Tony? If my name was Tony, I would move to Montana. So when my friends that lived other places mentioned me, it would go, Tony that works down at Pisano's. No, man, Tony Montana. Anyway, what are your thoughts, Tony? What are your thoughts on that new iteration of the Doxa and lineup? I think the new sub 200T 39mm with the Sunray dials are a huge step in the right direction. Doxa are not on my radar. I know who they are, of course, and I've seen their watches, the ones with the orange dials and whatever. But I don't know enough about that watch to really comment on it and give it a good or yes or no. You know what I mean? I should look more into it. Probably will. But thanks for your question. I really appreciate it. Hold on a second. My cat is doing something bad. Take two. Paco, the defiant one, right? Yeah. I didn't want to yell at him because then he would have knocked over what I didn't want him to knock over. Okay, anyway, back at it. Sorry. The next question comes from Bathroom Guy 614. What's up, Tony? I finally saved enough for a yellow gold day date. Now I can't stop thinking about how much better platinum is than yellow gold. Is the platinum day date worth the extra 30,000 and a few more years of saving my money, or should I just go with the yellow gold? Thank you, sir. Man, I think you should go with whatever you want, man. You know, if at this point you saved up the $50,000 or whatever it is for the yellow gold, then then you're gonna. It depends how long it takes you to save up, too. You know what I mean? It's like, what does your heart tell you? You know what I mean? The yellow gold's going to be more sort of in your face, whereas the platinum's going to be just low key. You know what I mean? No one's going to know what it is for the most part. So it's up to you. I can't say. I know someone answered that question and said, get the yellow gold. Get what you want, dude, not what someone else tells you to get. I can say that, yeah, if it was me, I'd go with the platinum because that's just, I'm not a yellow gold person for the most part. You know what I mean? Not like that much gold, not the entire watch. You know what I mean? I can go with a dress watch, that's yellow gold or rose gold. But it's up to you, man. Do you want to save the money or do you want to go for it and get, you know what I mean? There's a lot of choices out there, even, if you just buy the yellow gold and then save for another watch that, I'm not going to tell you what to do, man. You have to make that decision, but hope you make the right decision. Whatever decision that you make, I'll support. Thanks, dude. Next one comes from Paul Thompson, 9062. Congratulations, Tony. That is awesome. I'm looking forward to the review you do on it. That's for this. I have a question for next Friday. Now you have a Grail piece. Do you think you'll look to set a new Grail target? And if so, what will it be? This is not the only Grail I have. I think my GMT's a Grail as well, Cartier, there are a lot of them are Grail watches. It's just because something's hard to get doesn't mean that that's the Grail. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's a lot of watches. Yeah. I kind of just answered that. So your question kind of got put more at the bottom, dude, or not at the bottom, but yeah, I think a Patek Philippe, a Vacheron Constantin, 56 would be cool. If I could really get one, I'd love to get the Vacheron Constantin Everest, but that's not in the foreseeable future, and I don't know unless something happens. But yeah, there's a ton of watches I want. You know what I mean? It's nothing's changed in what with me and watches. So thanks for your question, dude. Hope you're doing well. This is from T-Narg the Clown. Great video, Tony. Congratulations. Is the Daytona your favorite watch in your collection right now? And if so, what is your second favorite watch in your collection? I don't know if it's my favorite yet. You know what I mean? It's a nice watch, but I think my GMTs. I think I still prefer my GMT even over the Daytona. My second favorite watch then I guess would be the Zenith Pilot. So yeah, right now, but it could change. Thanks for your question, dude. Z06 Cowboy 72. What's up, man? Which is the most difficult to acquire from an AD, the GMT Pepsi or the Black Daytona? To acquire. What is the most difficult to acquire? The Black Daytona. I always think that the Daytona is going to be harder to get than the Pepsi, unless they discontinue the Pepsi. Then obviously the Daytona is going to be it's irrelevant. You know what I mean? But I still think that you would have a better shot at getting the Pepsi than the Daytona. So yeah, there you go, man. Thanks, dude. Michael DeMarco, question. Tony, I recently traveled to London and Paris for a couple of weeks. I went to numerous ADs and boutiques for a lot of brands. That's freaking awesome, dude. I saw some brands in person that I've never seen here in the USA. One that stood out, and it is Breguet. Breguet are awesome. I love Breguet. That's another Grail. I'm thinking about getting a Breguet Tradition for 14 to 15,000 on the secondary market. Yeah, it's pretty sick how inexpensive you can pick those up. I know it's a lot of money, but for what Breguet are, man. Um, and I feel like it might be the best watch in that price point. I'm not a huge dress watch guy, but I think you could casual that watch up, changing straps. How do you feel? Definitely, dude. Definitely. I'm not a dress watch guy either. I mean, I kind of am, but I will never I don't ever really dress up. So I'm always in jeans and a t-shirt for the most part. So yeah, and Breguet are sick, dude. Plus they also have a nice dive watch, the Type 20, right? So, but thanks for your question, man. Breguet are awesome. Kyle Hess, 9834. Awesome video as always. I just got the book, A Man and His Watch by Matt Harnick, or Hranick. Just wondering if you have any other books you recommend. Thanks. That book was recommended to me, and I have it in my shopping cart on Amazon, I believe. And I didn't pull the trigger yet. I don't know why. I have some books, man. If I would have read this earlier, I would have, maybe pulled one out. But I think a lot of them are watch buyer's guides and things like that. I have books on Cartier, books on Rolex, but I don't know specifically like this one, dude. But thanks for your question. Good luck. This is from JJJFFFPPP. Didn't you just ask me a question? Great video, Tony. I prefer the long videos. I thought of a video idea. Oh, I want to know your top 5 or 10 luxury quartz watches. Yeah, I'm going to do that, I think. I have it in my notes to do. This one comes from Cool Guy 24686. You finally got it. Enjoy it. Thanks, man. Goes to show that good ADs are willing to work with genuine customers with a passion for the Rolex brand. Thank you, man. You are a genuine watch collector and have bought many non-Rolex pieces from them too, and they see that. Many congratulations. Thanks a lot, dude. Daytona doesn't need to be the end game, so any idea which Rolex is next? Yeah, thanks, dude. I really appreciate that because that's true. As far as Rolex, I'm kind of done right now, but doesn't mean to say that I might pick up another Datejust, maybe go back to the 41s, because I got the 36. I went down to 36 and I missed the 41. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. So we'll see. So on that note, I appreciate everyone. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I do have a video coming on the Daytona, the review. So thanks a lot, you guys. Take care.